What's going on? This is Philip Glove to Face Harris. I wanted to get on here and get my Wladimir Klitschko versus Anthony Joshua prediction. I've been reading in boxing forums and talking to colleagues and stuff like that, and what I'm getting is most people think that Anthony Joshua is going to get in there and just be a superstar and walk through Klitschko. I don't see it that way. I think that the first 3 to 5 rounds is really going to dictate, the rest of the fight. If Klitschko gets in there and Klitschko is his normal, boring self, robotic, basically throwing his jab, and I'm sorry, I'm at work. If he's just throwing that jab and Anthony Joshua is allowing him to do this, then it's going to be a long night for Anthony Joshua. I think Anthony Joshua needs to jump in there and basically push the pace of the fight, starting early. Like I said, the first 3 to 5 rounds, I think he needs to wobble Klitschko. He needs to land something big. He needs to make Klitschko a little wary of his power, make Klitschko fight off his back foot, all that, And once he does that, then he's basically a little bit in Klitschko's head, and he has an edge. Without that, it basically, becomes a classic Klitschko fight, which is going to be boring, and Klitschko going to get in there and jab, 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 right. That's basically what's going to happen. Now, that right hand, he might throw it out round 3, round 4, something like that, but that right hand that he throws that don't land in round 3 or 4, it might land in round 10 or 11, So yeah, I think that if Joshua gets in there and pushes the pace of the fight, which we haven't seen Klitschko fight at that type of pace in years, if not ever, then I think he has the advantage, and he'll stop Klitschko round 9, round 10 or something like that. But if it's a slow-paced fight, the longer the fight goes on, it favors Klitschko. So if we get that type of Klitschko where he goes in there and he's just jabbing his ass away, doubling up, tripling up his jab, then it favors him. But if we get that Klitschko that gets in there that fought Tyson Fury that wasn't really punching too much at all, then Anthony Joshua might be able to get his ass out of there in 4 or 5 rounds. But my official prediction is I think Anthony Joshua does put his foot on the pedal and pushes Vlad to the limit and lands something big in that first 3 to 5 rounds. And then he gets him out of there round 10. That's my official prediction. But one thing I do like about this fight is it's big for the division, man. This division been trying to revive itself for the last 5 years. This is the biggest fight since Vladimir's brother Vitaly fought Lennox Lewis back in, 2003, 2002, something like that. We ain't had no huge fight like that since. It's been, a couple decent fights, but the fight that actually matters, it hasn't been since that fight. So win or lose, this is great for the division, no matter who wins, who loses. But I will say this, if Joshua wins, it's going to further the division's revival. If Wladimir wins, then it possibly could become stagnant again. Because Wladimir is only going to fight so many more fights. Hell, this could be his last fight. So if he gets in there and he edges out Anthony Joshua and then he retires, Anthony Joshua has a blemish. His mysteriousness, his dominance is flawed some. So he isn't the persona that he is right now, 18 wins, 18 KOs. So we kind of lose one of our superstars. But if Anthony Joshua wins, his legacy goes on, and then he's still up there with Deontay Wilder, But either way, this fight is big. This fight is good for the sport. I can't wait to see it. So, official prediction, Anthony Joshua by knockout round 10. Just hope it's a good fight, man. And like I said, this is Philip Glove to Face Harris. If y'all haven't already, man, I have a boxing radio show called Standing 8 Live. You can go and listen to it at stand8live.com. We air live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time to 9. Shout out to my co-hosts, Latoris Harrison and Jason Ford. You also can see my writings on glovetheface.com, of course, stand8live.com. I'm writing blog posts on there, and I also write for the ringside.biz. So basically check us out, man, and if y'all think it's gonna go a different way, yeah, we'll go ahead and add that to the comments. If you agree with me, you can say that too, or if you just have criticism or whatever, just go ahead and add it, man. I appreciate y'all time, man. Peace.